very big assignment, 2 3 assignments will be there. Okay, so this assignment initial stage and all the models will be very simplified, and that will be you have to model an entire village, an entire village. Okay, you need to model. So that will be the assignment, and definitely each and every stage I'm going to help you. Okay, how to model it. Now let us discuss a little bit about the village. What are the things should be there in that village? First of all, when we are talking about village, there should be huts, isn't it? So what can be done? You create one hut and replicate it. Don't think of the entire village together. Don't think like that. Then uh, it will be very difficult for you to visualize from where to start. Okay, just list down the elements you want to model for your village. Okay, so definitely if it is a village, hut will be there. Without house, it cannot be a village, isn't it? Or without building, it cannot be a city like that. So if it is a village, hut should be there. So it can be one hut, you replicate it, or it can be 2 3 huts and then replicate it. It will look better. What else can be there? You just write it down, all of you, from your side. What should be there in a village, and we'll plan to model it. Okay, just all of you, just write it down. Trees, of course, trees can be there in a village. School, yes, can be there. Street, street not like city like street. Okay, river can be there in a village. Cow shed definitely can be there. Well definitely can be there. Street light can be there. Yes, because yeah, in the village street lights can be there. Mountain can be there. Yes. Well, yes, definitely. Ground definitely. Landscape should be there. Garden, garden generally in the village. We will have natural kind of a garden, not city like garden. Bullock cart, yes, bullock cart can be there. Or if you are making only the wheel of the bullock cart, then also it will signify the bullock cart, isn't it? Farming area, yes, can be there. Goat can be there. Okay, Nita, will come to the animals later on. First, let's structurize the village. Small park in the village generally. Uh, See, in the city life, we don't have nature around us, and that's the reason we create park over here in cities. But in villages, the entire village is nature. So generally, very difficult to find, especially a park or something like that. Temple, yes, can be. Small shops, yes, can be. Small shops in the sense, you know, what it is called, like a shops like a box kind of, uh, made out of maybe metal plates. Handcraft, yeah, can be. Scarecrow, very good idea. Scarecrow, yes, definitely. Pots, yeah, maybe in front of the hut. uh, that can be a potter's house and pots are kept in front, very good idea. Tractor can be there, can be there. Then also tractor is a uh, complicated modeling. So for now we'll avoid tractor. Later on you can make it and place it. Village hospital will be very small building. Mm, Pond, yes, pond can be there. Small school, yes, we already discussed. Windmill, very good idea. Can be. If the village is a riverside village or seaside village, then windmill will be there. Village ladies going through street. First, you need to learn how to make ladies, right? So model the ladies. Definitely, this can be added later on after the human modeling can be added. Well, we already discussed small factory. Small factory, uh, I'll suggest not to include because in the village, when there is a factory, that will be called a town. Okay, not a village. Off road, broken houses, yes, can be there. Cut woods, yes, can be there. Old cycles, yes. Very good imagination. Old cycles can be. But cycle you need to model, right? So now actually it is the time you can try a cycle, modeling a cycle, bicycle. Birds, yes, definitely can be there. Birds. Potholes can be there. Paddy field, yes. Stable can be there. Playing cards under a tree, yes. That is seen in a village, but for that you need to model that. Model human figure. For now, avoid human figure. Just try to visualize the objects. Street lights, yes, can be there. Street lights. Radio, very good, can be there. You need to decide where to keep the radio, but can be there. Bushes can be there. Haystacks, yes, can be there. Small shop, yeah, we already discussed. People under the big tree. What I told, avoid people for now. Lamp, yes, lamp, definitely can be. Bungalow can be, but in a village, there can be maybe one bungalow, isn't it? Otherwise, rest will be hut. Gilli danda, yes, can be, but somebody should be playing that, right? So avoid people for now. Borewell, yes, can be. Hurricane, yes. Yes, lamp we already discussed. Yes, can be. Okay, so see, you people have visualized so many things of a village. Okay, almost, and I guess you can visualize now in front of your eyes, like what can be there in your village, right? So what what I feel, what you should do, the kind of village you are visualizing, just gather so many references of that and how to do that. You have to uh, understand that. This is also called environmental modeling. Okay, environmental modeling. When you will go to the production, yeah, bullock cart, yes, we already discussed that. When you will go to the production, there will be two kinds of modeling. Like you will be either of it. So you will be either doing environmental modeling or you will be doing character modeling. Character modeling in the sense organic modeling. So any kind of character it can be. So in that, in environmental modeling, the entire layout of a movie you need to model. Layout in the sense whatever the scenes are. So there can be a village, there can be a city. So the entire location you need to model, and that is called environmental modeling. Okay, environmental modeling. So my idea is that you people, this is the right time you for you to learn environmental modeling. Okay, you need to learn a little bit of composition and everything, and gradually we'll discuss. I will take several days for this, but that is my goal basically, environmental modeling. All right. So now my suggestion is, what you people will do, you just visualize your own village. Own village means you have seen a village like that. Okay, don't just randomly take a village of maybe England's countryside. No, what village you have seen. I guess last year batch one student was from Rajasthan, and he made a Rajasthani village, and it was very nice. So like that. One of my student was from Nepal, and he made a Nepalese village. It was so beautiful, at the bottom of a mountain range. The entire village has been established. Okay, so I'm just giving you ideas. So from where you are, the village you have seen physically, try to create that kind of a village. You should try to visualize that village. All right. So that is one. And second thing, suppose you already have visualized, like, I want to create my village like this. What should be the next step? List down all the elements. Okay. Okay, I want to create a hut, or I want to create two huts and one school building, one well, one bullock cart, approximately five different kinds of trees, some fences will be there, some stones will be there. So like that, you visualize. Or a small hill will be there at the back of the village. So like that. Now you you listed down everything, whatever you were thinking, you are going to create in your village. Now the next job will be individually gather references of that. Most of the cases, what happens, I'm telling you, that so you plan to make a hut. You started making a hut, and you were showing me, sir, I cannot understand how the backside will be of this hut. Okay, to be very honest, I will not be able to help you, because I also don't know how is the backside of that hut. Okay, and what's going on inside your mind, what's the visualization inside your mind, I don't know. So I cannot help you in that. That is the reason I'm telling you, suppose a particular kind of art you are planning to model, gather so many references from all the sides, so that in visualization there should not be any problem. I guess means from the front view, from the side, from the back. So from each and every side, maybe for the same model you will not get references for the same art, but gather so many references of similar kind of art. So if you are not getting how it will be from the back side, maybe in some other reference you will get that, how that particular art will look from the back side. Okay, how the door will be of that art, you are not getting. So you should have some image of doors of that kind of art. Okay, so you can visualize the door. So similarly, for one heart only, you will have maybe 10 references. Okay, so gather in one folder. Now, trees. So you want to create a particular kind of tree. I'll show you how to model a tree. Gather so many references of that kind of a tree. Okay, bullock cart. You want to make. Gather so many references of bullock cart from different angle. How the wheel will look like. Okay, how the main base will look like. Similarly, suppose you are planning to make a well. gathered some references of wells, how the well will look like, how the bricks will be arranged, or bricks will be there or not, or it will the cement plaster will be there on the top of it. You need to decide all these things in detail. So the best way is first list it down, the objects, then gather so many references as much as you can, so that your visualization is entirely clear, and then start doing the modeling. All of you got my point? Understood what I am trying to say? Okay. All right. All right. Now, my second suggestion is, when you are starting creating the village, don't start modeling the village. Okay. What you should do, you should model individual objects separately in separate file. Suppose the hut you are modeling in one file, the tree you are modeling in another file, uh, the well you are modeling in another file. Like that, you need to model. Fine. So that you will uh, at the end uh, at the end you will get maybe 10 to 15 models, and you are having different files. Now take one new file and gather all those files in one file and create the landscape, and then you can compose your village out of those models, and that's the way you should work. Okay. So today let's start making some elements from the village. So far, do you have any question regarding this, what we discussed? All right. My screen is visible. Okay. Let us check. Suppose let's imagine I want to create a hut, a very simplified hut. In the village scene, most of the objects I will not completely show you how to model it, but I will show you how to model it, but not completely. I will leave some of the areas for you to make, so that it can enhance the understanding of your modeling. Okay. You will start thinking of it. All right. So this is a cube I have created, and not in width, but okay, let's take one in the width, and in depth, let's take another one. Okay. Selecting these two edges, move it upward. It can be like this. All right. It is not necessary you have to make the entire hut from the same geometry. It is not necessary. You can use different polygons for this. But I am showing you how this can be done from the same geometry. Okay. Now the roof I have to create. So selecting this, extruding it, scaling it up, scaling it up. You can scale it more. Sorry, you can scale it more like this. All right. And what I think, you can see this black patch. Just move it up a little bit. Now it is all right. And this, I can see a bend like this. If you don't want that, scale it. Actually, that bend was looking good to me. I would keep it. But then also, let's make it very precise. It is all right now. Once again, I'm selecting the faces and extruding it once again. Sorry. In local axis, okay. So I'm getting the thickness. So I got the base also, and I got the roof also. How you will come to know if everything is all right? So I'm pressing 3, and let's check if there is any problem in the model. So there is no problem in the model. So this is going correct. From inside it is entirely hollow. You have to check it if from inside everything is hollow. All right. Now I want to create maybe a door over here. And you know what? The bottom planes I don't need actually. Okay. So going to offset, and let's create 2 loops over here also. Let's create 2 loops. Over here, the middle loop I don't need anymore. Okay. So control and delete. Control and delete. Why control and delete? Because if I normally delete, what will happen? The vertices are still there, isn't it? So what I should do? Select, double click, enter loop, control and delete, so that the vertices are not there anymore. All right. And then I'm creating another loop over here. Is that okay? And another loop over here, like this. If you don't want to do this, that is also fine. Means if you don't want to give these loops like unnecessarily creating too many edge loops, that is absolutely fine. Then we have to take different option for that. But for now, let's learn how to use the loops. Okay. So our next job will be selecting these faces, extrude and extrude inside. And you know what? We don't want these two. Just delete. And if you want, you also can delete it and keep a door separately. Okay. Just delete it so that the thickness is visible. It is looking like the thickness is there, and create a different door with a different cube. To make a door over here, maybe half open, make the door and just keep it over here. Okay. That also can be done. For now, I'm just skipping it. This is also fine. Like, we keep the plane and later on we'll give the texture of the door. Then also it will look like a door. Now select this, extrude inside, select this, extrude inside. You could have selected both the sides and that could be done. Now, see, I will do something with these two loops. Because the loops are there, I can create another small window. Means in huts, some of the houses you can see this kind of just opposite the door, just opposite the door, the opposite side, a small window can be there, can be seen at the top like this over here. Slanted. See, the same loop I have used, the same loop. I did not increase the loops over here. I am using the same loop. I just dragged it and I didn't change the plane even. On that plane itself, I'm making it and doing the same. So you also can delete this. So there is one window. Just delete it. For now, I actually don't need. I'm just skipping this. I guess you are getting my point. So I have created some windows. Now what can be done in this only? I'm trying to keep it very simplified. Okay, you can make it very designer. But first, let's learn how to make it simplified. So taking a cylinder and let's make the subdivision axis 8. 8, not more than that. Only 8.
So,
Yes.
सर एडजस्टिंग लूप विल इफेक्ट ऑन एंटायर लूप, मतलब सर वो लूप चेंज करने से आपने जो बनाया उससे एंटायर हाउस को लूप को डिफरेंस आएगा ना?
No, nothing will happen. See, the outer appearance didn't change, isn't it? Only the loops I have changed. And that is absolutely fine. So the
आपने
same
सर
loop you
फेसिस
are
सिलेक्ट
using
किया,
over here. Hmm?
फेसिस सिलेक्ट किया ना
Sorry?
सर? यू सिलेक्टेड फेसिस और लूप.
Edges I selected. I
ओके
selected
सर.
the edges and I modified it. So what I was telling, only the 8 edges I selected. I took for this, right? And then what can be done? You just can place it over here. And let's make it very precise. All right. If you can remember, Shift D, Control D duplicate and Shift D. I guess you can remember, right? Shift D. All right. I'm just duplicating it. All right. Taking this, once again duplicating it. It has to be much more smaller. You try to make it very, very precise. How much you can. Okay, so like this, the windows. Now, for now, I created the windows too much edgy, like a cube, but in a village, the windows will not be so precise, isn't it? It will be deformed a little bit, the windows. So for that, what could be done? You can select. Now for that, we need more subdivisions, isn't it? More subdivisions we need. So what could be done? So the it is a little bit deformed, not very precise. Now this side also you can do the same. So I'm just giving edge loops both the sides. And accordingly, I guess you were getting my point. Accordingly, you need to place it once again. The distance we have got now. So accordingly, we need to place it. So now it is looking much more realistic than this. Now the third thing is, though it is organic, some of the observations. Just I'm telling you, in a village, it is not necessary. It has to be straight, right? So some will be like this. Some will be kept like this. Somehow means managed. It is only managed somehow. I'm telling you how you can add realism to your models. So something like this, very much uneven it can be. And maybe in that, I'm duplicating it, bring it out. If you have seen and observed properly a hut in a village, you will understand this. And this is also maybe made of bamboo, and these are not rods. So then also it will be very much uneven. I guess you are getting my point, right? All of you? Is that clear so far? What I'm doing? Okay. Now, the third thing is this model is looking very hard. Like the edges are very hard. Though this is fine, it is the shape is organic, but then also it is looking very hard. Then what we can do, edit mesh, Google, and let us check how much we need. It can be a little more. Okay, all right. So now I can see like all these should go a little inside. So like this. Now this is not very hard edge. Okay. So similarly, how I did bevel for this, for the entire thing, sorry, for these edges, for these edges, for these, and for these, I need to add bevel, isn't it? Let's make it very precise and clean. All these should look smooth. You can see some edges automatically selected and those are not needed, isn't it? So this one we can select. You need to check very carefully what actually we have selected and what we should not select. This we have to select. All the outer edges I have selected. So this one we should not. This one we should not select. Anyway, I think I have selected all properly. This one I need to select. Okay, all right. And now I'm going to bevel it with the same width maybe for now. And later on, fraction you can see. So you just instead of zero point 0.4, you can make it maybe 0.6, a little more, point. Let's make it 1, maybe something like this, and just check what's happening throughout. I still can see some problem. The problem was this was selected and this is not selected. Hopefully now it is fine. And let's make it 1. So there is no precise number, but can you see now the entire house, all the edges are very soft now, very soft now. Okay, so this is what I wanted basically. And now if you want to make it realistic house, then definitely a few things we need to do. So this one I'm not liking it. It has to come down. It has to come down. Okay, because of the weight. And similarly, this should not be straight. It has to come down. This is, to me, this is looking more realistic. Now, in this side, I'm selecting these two. So you can do it just before the bevel. It will be better. So has to come down. And now adding two more loops. No, I've done some mistake. It is not continued. Okay, because of this. So while doing the bevel, I forgot to deselect it. Anyway, I guess you got my point, what I'm trying to do. So just make it a nice curve. Okay, all right. Now this is looking much more realistic than the previous structure, the cubic structure. Okay, this is looking much more realistic now. And what I did basically, I pressed 3 just to check what's happening over here. And definitely for these areas also, at once you can do it if you want. So once again, make sure you are selecting properly. Don't make it in a hurry. Okay, all right. Let's make it one only because this is made of mud, no? Now I am liking this. Okay, so like this, all the sharp edges you need to make it smooth. We already have seen it in hammer also, how through locking we have done it. Today I showed you how through bevel you can do it. So this could be done by locking also. The same thing could be done by locking also. So what I did basically, out of bevel, the same thing, the locking only I have done. But it is a little bit quick process. See, I have given the loops only. I have increased the loops through locking. This much you understood, guys? All of you? How to hollow a polycube means? I extruded inside and I deleted it. I guess you mean the same, right? Hollow a polycube means? I extruded it inside once and I deleted the face. So actually there is nothing inside. Just check. Actually from inside it is looking like this. But don't worry about that. So if there is a scene like the outside and inside of the house is visible, inside you have to model separately and outside you need to model separately. We don't model together. Though the camera is going inside, then also we don't. We later on we compose it. So from inside it will look like this only. So don't worry about that. Just check because this is an external model. Just check from the outside if it is looking proper.
सर
Yes,
सर आपने विंडो को बैंड कैसे किया?
the window, the window you were talking about, right?
Yes.
Let's check. I will make another window over here, or let's take this one. Okay. So what I did, I created loops. So two loops I already having. So I'm taking another loop over here and another loop over here. Randomly I have taken, so that randomly I can deform it. And then what? Select this, deform it, select this, deform it, select this, deform it, select this, deform it. So like that I deformed the window. And definitely this side and this side should look different. So I guess now it is looking almost same. So the corners can come inside. It will look better. It should be very uneven. Actually, mud houses, all the windows will look very uneven. So how much you are doing all these things, that much natural the hut will look. Understood? So this is what I did. Now it is looking good. Actually, now all these things, all these rods, I need to make uneven like this. Then it will look realistic. Suppose now anyway guys, this is a problem. Okay, by chance I have selected it. This is a problem. You should not. Actually,
सर
yes.
सर हैमर में ऐसे ही एक्स्ट्रा रूप सिलेक्ट हो गए थे, उसके बाद क्या कर सकते हैं, मतलब कुछ सॉल्यूशन है क्या?
See, I am doing it. See, now this is perfect. Now there is no problem. So delete the unnecessary edges, control delete, and then split it wherever is necessary. It will be all right. Okay, what I supposed to show you, I actually forgot. No, I cannot remember. Anyway, so
बेंडिंग सर, रोड्स
huh?
सर, अब रोड्स को बेंड करने वाले थे, फ्रंट एक साइड में विंडो है ना उसकी तरह.
No, no, no. That that I showed you. Like so, this is the way it can be done. Like now in this, the window shape is fine. The rods you need to bend. Okay.
Please,
I can
sir. A side business है.
suppose. Yeah. What you
Three.
asked me? Okay. Tanmay, I would like to see some cartoon models also. Yes, definitely. Whatever you wish to make, it can be cartoony, it can be realistic. Okay. Suppose the same model. Suppose the same model you are making it cartoony. Then what? In if it is a cartoon model, okay. So I'm pressing B for the soft modification. I'm holding B and middle mouse. See, my soft selection I'm changing. Okay, and then you know what? If it is a cartoon model, it should look like this. It should look like this. The same model if it is a cartoon model. But in realism, it cannot be like this. It is going against the gravity. But in cartoon, it will look like this. All of you got my point? Over here? Yes. Means in cartoon, you know, the actual architectural shape, you don't have to think too much about the gravitational force and how the wall will stand. Not like that. The design will be changed in cartoon model, and definitely cartoon models will look much better than the realistic one. But for now, our our job is to uh, understand how to make things realistic. For now, that is our job. How to make things realistic. Okay, we are doing that. How to make things realistic. Now, suppose moving forward, suppose the same house, you want a fireplace over here. The sorry, not fireplace, but chimney of the fireplace. Not Indian village, not Indian hut, but if you want to do that, so that also can be done. And for that, you should model it separately. You have to remember that. And the all the fireplace design can be different. So it can be at the center, there is no problem. It can be any one side, not a problem. Suppose it is any one side, and make sure you are pushing it a little bit inside so that all the edges are inside the room. Okay, selecting it, extruding it. The first extrusion, these faces, don't worry. Second extrusion, third extrusion, fourth extrusion, inside and delete. Okay, it will automatically look like the thickness is there. So don't have to be worried. Now I need to lock the models in some of the areas. So before that, what I need to do, I'm selecting almost all the edges of this. I guess now you know what to do. I need to bevel it. And this bottom line, I need to lock it. So if I press 3 and I am smoothing it, I'm getting a nice chimney over there. Okay, so uh, before before beveling, what I was doing and how much the stage was, that was called block in. So make sure your block in is very good. Then only after doing the bevel, until unless your block in is complete, don't bevel it. Okay, don't bevel it. So when your block in is complete, then only you bevel it. And so before beveling it, that much model is called the block in. So then giving the bevel and smoothing it. So now this will become a final model. Okay. So like this you can add. Now after this also, if you feel I want to add a little bit more to this hut, so what can be done? Guys, actually I don't have any precise hut in my mind right now. Okay, I'm just keep adding things. You people should not do that. You should take a reference and model the hut properly. Okay, just for the demo I am showing you like this. So in this hut maybe this wooden panels are not needed, but then also I'm showing you. because this can be added. So let's make for one side towards the bottom, the width will be a little bit more. Similarly, this side. And it is being overlapped a little bit. A little bit more. Just check what I'm trying to do. Okay, and now let's add two more edges. Okay, so the same curve I need to give. All right. What I think, select this face and move it a little bit upward. All right. Then I'm selecting once again all the edges except the middle one. I'm selecting all the edges and applying bevel to it. Okay. Similarly, select this, duplicate, and keep it this side also. The same thing I need. All right. Now I'm going to polygon and creating another cube. Just check. I'm making things complicated now. I'm just showing you the possibilities. This also has to be very precise. Very precise. Now, for this, I'm keeping two loops. All right. Selecting all the edges. Sorry. Make sure you are selecting the correct one. Selecting all the edges except these two, okay, and applying. Bevel. Now selecting all the three. Just check what I'm doing right now. Selecting all the three, going to mesh, combine. So now this is one object. Okay. Check the pivot point. It is over here. I'm just changing it and keeping it at the center. Now you know how to change the pivot point. So I have changed it, kept it at the center. All the values of this object is 000 and scale value 111. Okay. Now I'm just duplicating it, and this is the negative z. Sorry, this is the positive z. This is the negative z. So what I'm doing, I already duplicated it. I'm making it negative z. So I got the other side also. Understood? Now you have to create some wooden planks like this. So this will become a very stylized house. Okay. So what next to do? Taking another cube. I'm just giving you ideas what you can do. Smaller. I guess it can be much more smaller. So what we understood, it has to be, it has to go a little bit inside this much. Just to come back. All right. So for each and every object, I need to tweak a little bit this particular area. Okay. So for this also, selecting all the edges, and we will definitely. First, let's arrange it. So Shift D. Right. Now, according to this curve, I need to arrange a little bit. Okay. All of you are getting my point. Okay. So there is no end basically. Like you just keep on adding the detailing to it, and how beautiful the final result you can give. Okay, and that is the reason I'm telling you. Until unless you can visualize it properly, you cannot model it properly. So my suggestion is visualize it. Means take so many references and visualize it. All right. Shubham, I will come to that. How to make cracks. First, you learn to do the blocking first, and after that, cracks and how to make wooden patterns. I will come to those. Okay. So this is it. I'm not moving forward too much. Like for this area also, small tiles. You just create one tile and replicate it. and make several tiles. Okay, how much you can arrange basically, that much beautiful it will look. So till the next lecture, I will suggest all of you to make the hut. Okay, whatever, at least one hut you make. You can make 2 3 different kinds of huts, but my suggestion is at least make one hut, not how I have made it. You take your own reference and make it. All right. Okay, now you guys just be ready and can share your screen. Okay, and please give me 1 minute, I'll put my charger. Who is presenting?